Me, our economy series, and it is episode 24. Can you guys believe that? That is crazy. Last episode we got salvage. Wait a minute. Why did I see like an extra? Yeah, so we got salvage. And we got the motherload ice, and then here, as you can see, we have the salvage attached. We went ahead and attached it, started breaking down some stuff, but we attached it so that we can bring it over closer to the motherload ice, so we can be collecting ice while we're busy working on this little scrap salvage. Okay, it looks like there was, I thought there was another. I thought there was another encounter out here. I think, oh, maybe we're not close enough to it. I thought there was that merchant that never has any money. Or maybe he finally decided to leave. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what we're going to try to do is get a little bit closer to the motherload ice. Let's see if we can do this. I'm not sure if we can, but we're going to try. Alright, so we're going to move really slow, because apparently we've got things banging around down there. But we're holding tight. As long as we don't use parking, we'll be fine. And since we're doing this movement using just the thrusters on and off, we should be okay. So once we get a little closer to this, then we're going to start doing it. In this episode, I want us to try to get as much salvage off of there as possible. And then maybe I think that next episode will probably be the episode that we shred it down to just as component parts. I would like to sell it at a trade station, but unfortunately the only trade station we have is down on the planet, and well, we can't go down there yet because we do not have orbit to surface capabilities yet. So that means we're going to have to hopefully discover another location. Yeah. I just for a second wanted to check to make sure that I didn't forget about something. Alright, we get a little closer to the motherload ice. The second one. And then, of course, it's going to bang like hell. I think it's the body in there that's moving around, honestly. You know, I don't think we've ever really done the burial at space with these guys, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to, because usually I make a little burial for them, but this time I haven't because I don't have anywhere to bury them. So I think in this case we'll just do a burial at space, and we'll just let them basically fall out of there. Alright, we're coming up to a couple of kilometers. That's close enough, I think. Well, we'll give it a little bit closer. Alright, let's get some bang going on here. Here they go. And bam, bam, bam. There we are. That is a seriously loud thing. Alright, let's get to... Alright, we're going to hold position here. Wow. Alright, so we're going to go 0. Which I think is making us drift. All thrusters on. And then we'll turn it off. Okay. We're probably going to have a little bit of drift, but that's okay. Okay. So let's get to work. Now this is one thing we like to do, is have a little breakfast. We're going to be using our crisps for this one. Alright, let's go in here and see what we can get for salvage. There is a lot of things here we could probably install. Let's see here. Well, we do already have... We have our beacon right there, but I don't know that we have antenna arrays already built. I know we've got some in salvage, but I'm thinking we're definitely going to want some antenna arrays, because antenna arrays will allow us to be able to have drones, which ultimately at some point I definitely would like us to get. Okay. I feel like, I feel like we need to rotate this so that we can get some sunshine. So let's do that first. And we should probably also do an ice run just to get ourselves loaded up. Actually, we're going to be coming in and out of here, so let's just vent it. Okay, let's do a rotation. And then thrusters on to try to stabilize. Alright. It's a shame we can't do the ship to station. That would make it so much easier, but we don't. And we're keeping these off because we have food and we need to have the power instead. More, you know, the power is more important at the moment. Now, I was thinking about this level here and how we have these bays, and I was thinking, you know, we really should use this area for like heavy equipment and the tanks and stuff like that, and then if we're gonna add those others, we can add them later, because I feel like we just really need to get that done. So that being said, we do have, let's see, where are you? Back here on one of these sides. There it is. We have a thruster, and we also have a tank. We got to get this over there. I would like to drain that fuel if I can, but I don't see really an optimal way to do this. We could run a conveyor line up, but we do have a lot of ice. This is where having a drill ship would be really, really handy, because it's literally, the ice is like the only thing that we need to get that we can really do anything with. Now the other thought is too, well, we grab these, is what about these, this cargo container? That's another thing we got to consider. We do have these doors. Would we want another door? Huh. You know, we could put a second door over here. Oh, you know what we could do? Ooh, I had an idea. What if we took the doors and we used them in 2 different other locations? Yeah. Okay, we got that. What if we had an industrial, like a huge door down here? And then this was like, this is like that's our warehouse, but we could have an industrial area down here. This could be kind of a good thing. Or we could still have one hangar on this side. Alright, we're going to do that. We're going to grab this. We're going to put these doors on. Oh, that's tricky. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do one hangar for a flight vehicle.
Inventory full.
I was going to do a hangar on top here, a landing pad, and keep it there, and I was thinking maybe additional landing pads, but I think a small hangar down here could be kind of useful, and it wouldn't be a bad place to put it, really. And then over there, and then we have these hydrogen tanks. We could put another cargo container here and kind of link it up to that if we think we need it. But I'm thinking, oh, you know what we could do too? We could get one of the new large modular containers too. But here I was thinking another hydrogen tank and then link it up. And then that way we've got a third hydrogen, because I have a feeling we're going to need plenty of hydrogen to be able to accomplish what we're going to accomplish here. So I think that we're going to need at least 4 of those hydrogen tanks, honestly. So, but the doors, I don't know though, because the thought did cross my mind. Of course, you know what else we could do? We could stick one right here. We could just plop a little bay right here, and then we could set up a series of doors. But if we do that, we're going to have to move these out. But we could do that, and we could still keep the lighting on the side here, but we would just move it out further out. And then we could have like a flight area right here. That would actually be really nice, like a nice little hangar, flight hangar. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to salvage those gates, and we're going to put them down here for now. We might turn those into actual, like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're going to salvage them right now. We're going to throw them on here. If I can find them. There they are. Alright. Oh, yeah. That's right. I was doing some stuff in this really cool blue. But we'll do it in this for now. Alright. So, let's get these... we're going to put one there and there. And then we'll just dump the resources in them. Alright, cool. So those are salvaged. That's good. We'll use those. We'll go ahead and grind the rest of this off of here. Now, we're not going to do anything, obviously, with this part, because that is the part that we've got connected to the ship. However, we do have another connector, so let's grab that. Oh. I forgot the battery was on the back side of that connector. Yeah, we better leave that alone. Okay, so we got that connector. Oh yeah, spotlight. Connector, spotlight. Okay. Now, I recently came up with a reason to have a broadcast controller. You know, for the... Oh, nice. We'll grab that too. For the longest time, I could not for the life of me figure out what in the world we would use that for. We're going to make this our another scrapyard platform for our stuff. That way we can get it all off of there and onto here, and then we'll strip it down, whatever is left that's going to be in components. That's the way I like to do these. So let's see here. But yeah, I found a reason to use a broadcast controller. You can use the broadcast controller, and we're definitely gonna salvage it and put it on here. The broadcast controller can send messages, right? But you can also send it to you or your faction, and you can key it to be activated via a event controller that determines, oh, look, fuel's low. So then it'll message you, fuel's low. And that's actually a really, really cool use. I never really had a use for them. I just figured that they were for, you know, for communication purposes, for like drones, NPCs, stuff like that. It never occurred to me that you could use it for the other. Alright, let's see, what else are we gonna swipe out of here? Well, I did think I wanted to do this, so I do want an antenna. I feel like we definitely want an antenna. The question is, where are we gonna put an antenna? Maybe right here. Actually, you know what? This would be a good spot for 2 antennas. 1 Oh, actually, one there and one there. 2 antennas. And actually, maybe 2 different kinds of antennas. There we go. Cool. That's pretty cool. And then we're gonna use the beacon to construct that antenna since they're in the same category, aren't they? Well, technically a beacon isn't, so nah. We'll shred that down and put that in the cargo container. Which I'm still trying to decide if I want to have one of those big giant new cargo containers or if I want to stick with the with this industrial ones and put like another one down below. I haven't decided yet. I could put another one right here. It would dig into the floor though. That's the other side of that. There's really nowhere to put it over there because of what we have set up. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. If I put another cargo, if I put the I want to see. Hold on. We're gonna get this off here first, and then we'll see about screwing around with that. No, let's get the broadcast controller off then. Oh, I still have a little bit of space. All right. There we go. Okay, so first order of business, we're gonna come up here. We're gonna get this antenna built. Now we're not gonna activate it yet. We're gonna bring it up to almost functional and leave it there because I don't want to draw attention to anybody. As soon as I turn that on, I'm pretty sure it's gonna draw some attention somewhere. And we don't have anything to defend ourselves besides little pop guns that take care of meteors. So we definitely do not want, oh, I don't know, pirate attention. That would really suck. So let's go ahead and get that. And how's our batteries doing? We're only at 1 square. Okay, now there's another. We have an antenna in here somewhere. I know we do. Yep, there it is. All right. So let's get that. Probably end up using the parts from the other anyway. Alright, so that is going to be... Okay, so now we got 2 antennas. That's pretty cool. Alright, and oh yeah, broadcast controller. Now the broadcast controller, I'm thinking we want to have that in the section that we have designated to be computer related things. So that's down here. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we should put it on this side. Just kind of, yeah, I think that's actually good. So let's go ahead and do this. Actually, you know what? I think it would actually behoove us to do a you know what I'm thinking? Actually, this is going to be the ceiling of this entire bay. So why not do lighting? You know, let's do some lighting here. I want to do some lighting, and you know what? Let's do a little bit of something else here. Yeah, that's good right there. And we'll take it out to there. And let's, we're gonna end up changing the floor here, honestly. Alright, let's go ahead and get the lighting here. Alright. And then we'll put a... we're gonna put a full block here and here. I mean, we could go with an interior block, and that would do the trick too. But I think for this one here, we're gonna want to do that way. And I think for this, at least for now, I think that's our best bet. And then this part in here. And then we'll do and this way we've got lighting in here, which is actually going to make a huge difference. Alright, cool. And then what we can do is we actually, you know what, that broadcast controller, we can put that here because the light will shine through. Because of it being kind of... So let's get this set. Where are you, broadcast controller? Oh, there you are. There we go, see? And then the light will shine through. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then we'll look down here and see what other kinds of automation we might want to grab. But for now, we're going to swipe some steel plate. Alright, nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn our light on and go inside and see what we can steal. Well, we already have a gravity generator, but we could use the components to sell. So we might as well scrap this one. So now we're going to go on a scrapping spree. Strip out the inside works a little bit. Oh, that's defensive combat block. We want to save that.
Inventory full.
Oh, well that might be what was banging around. I thought it was a body, but it's not. It's an actual tube. Alright, well, I'm glad it didn't leave. We could always use some tubes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get up in here and do some work. Okay, cool. We'll get these fixed up a little bit. Might as well use what we got, if anything. Alright, now let's go ahead and run over here and put what we have left in the hole. Alright, cool beans. And then back down we go. Alright, now we got some heavy armor blocks, which is good for grids. Ah, we have a second broadcast controller. Now, do we need that many notifications? Oh, yeah. We're going to swipe that too, and we're going to put that in there as well. That could be kind of fun. And what do we got here? Well, we'll put the task block in storage. Got a move block to put in storage. Okay. Uh-huh. Control seat. Should have known. Okie dokie. We'll grab this steel and girder setup. Alright, let's go put these AI blocks away where they belong. Alright. So we got AI blocks, so the AI blocks are going to go in here. We have flight. And we had a basic task block. I don't think either one of those are going to be anything I'm going to worry about with this, but we might need to add these blocks to a ship that we get, or if we decide to convert over a drone, that could make that very, very nice. So what we're going to do now is we are going to notice that we need to hightail it to some recharging capability. So let's do that. Okay. Yeah, just small details. That's all. Okay, so now let's see here. So by having two broadcast controllers, this is going to make it so that we should be able to have a lot more messages, which means we could key them to a lot more events, which could be kind of, I don't know, kind of fun and interesting. Do a lot of automation into the station. Okay, that's the other one. And so what'll happen is we'll come down there, and now we do want to get that to be the same color. Because I like my computer stuff to be this green. There we go. All right. Now we do have a heavy thruster, one of those big thrusters. And the plan was to have one of those on either side of each one of these pylons to be able to give us the thrust we need to be able to come up and down off the planet's surface. So, that being the case, I think it might not be a bad idea to clear these out and put it in there, unless we want to just stick it over here. And that actually is not a bad idea, because we still need to get this all set up in here too. And so, you know what, we're gonna hold off on that. Oh, we do need to get the rest of this welded up. Now we do have a number of thrusters on that ship, so we could, large or small. Here's the thing, for my scrapyard, if you get as long as you get a thruster, it doesn't matter what size it is. It's just the same thing as going from large or small grid. So if I go with a, well, I was originally doing it so that if you had a large thruster, it could go large to small grid or small grid to large grid. And I think that was going pretty good. And you know what? I was gonna say maybe we should just make any thruster be anything, but then I realized
Inventory full.
that would take away from the salvage aspect of it. So, yeah, I think maybe we need to just keep the plan. And so, yeah, we're gonna need to remove these. So what I'm gonna do here, as crazy as it is I'm gonna dump all these into the space. I'm gonna grab this. Grab this. And let's see. Now, I'm thinking we don't want the thruster to be right up on this, but if we did that, it certainly wouldn't destroy it, but it would certainly make life more difficult for anything straight down on it. But I don't know. I think that well, let's do this. Let's we're gonna throw these thrusters over here. Okay, now. So we're going to take this off and we're going to see how this will go down. So if we take this and we put the thruster on here, which we're going to switch it to sci-fi because, yeah, we got to be consistent here. And yeah, we'll have a different color scheme too, but for now. So if we do this here, the thrust cone's going to go pretty close to that, like really, really close. So it makes me feel like I want to shift it over one. If I shift it over one, though, we are going to line up with that post there. Huh. A consignment drone. Huh. Well, if we did that, then that would not be too big of a deal. And if we moved it over one, then we would have thruster capability for the side. And we'd have three thrusters to this side, 3 thrusters for the other sides. We got 1, 2, and we would have 1 thruster there, yeah. I feel like I kind of want to keep it there though, because it tightens it up, and I think it looks good when it's tight like that. So I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there. I mean, we could move it over. If we do, it brings it down. And there is no really big advantage to having a thruster right here, except it would be recessed, which is kind of cool. All right, yeah, we're going to move it over. See, I worked it out. The thought is, well, first of all, the first part of this is going to be changing the color scheme to the gray, which is what we like to use for these things. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to stick with the original plan, which is keep a conveyor here, stick the thruster on the conveyor, let's get all the components here, and we'll stick the thruster right here. And this will be our first large thruster. Alright, so we are now lined up here. Fun times. Alright. And because of this, we can actually run a pipe directly up. And we can fill, we're not going to use it per se, but we're going to fill the space with a pipe. There we go. Alright, cool beans. Let's go ahead and get these in place. Okay, so this is a downward facing one, so we definitely have that covered, but we do need to do another side, and we're going to need to put one on the end here. Alright.
Energy low.
Now, this does not mean that we can't put our weapon systems on the sides. We absolutely can. We'll put them on the side, alright. Just work it a little differently. Alright. That's going to be nice. Okay. What's the story with you? You need motors, okay? Ah! Getting roasted here. Alright, cool. That works. Let's go ahead and go down here and get the rest of that thruster off of here. And while we're at it, we might as well take some of the steel.
Inventory full.
Okay, cool. Alright, we officially have our first landing thruster.
Energy critical.
Now, we're not going to finish that, though, because I don't want to, you know. Okay, and what do we got left? We got a few parts. Alright, so we have, you know, we need to get a recharger on every deck. And I think after we charge up, we're gonna do just that. I also don't like the fact that we get caught whenever we do that. And that is totally, completely because of the lack of gravity. But we have to watch out because we don't have enough power. Okay, I really like how this is. Like, we've got all of our stuff down here. So nice and tidy. Okay. Back to work we go. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's see here. We got thruster. Okay, we'll take 2 thrusters, thank you very much. These are good because we need a couple of thrusters anyway, because we still have to do this side here. So this will be for that side. So we're going to go ahead and do this. 1, 2. Did I see a third one on there somewhere? Yeah, 3 right there. Good. That covers all of our different locations. Okay, let's zoom down and get this one. It's actually perfect. Is there another one on this side? Yes. So that's actually 4. Okay. Any other thrusters I don't know about? I think that whole assembly got blown up, so. Nope. No more. That's okay. I'm okay with that. 4 of them? What a steal. We're going to need those when we get that pylon completed. Wow. We'll zoom over here. Oh, that's right. We already used that. Okay, gravy. We have a lot of grids. We find this station that we can actually get to Or we find a capability of a ship that we can, even if we get one that's got like ion drives, it doesn't matter. We can modify it. That's the thing. I still am on the fence about the cargo container. I do not know if we want to get another cargo container. I mean, one is a lot. And it's a lot to throw into the salvage bin too, but I suppose. Okay, we got some pretty good steel collection here.
Inventory full.
Okay, up we go. Man, I'm just so thinking I just feel like I want to run a pipe up from here somehow. But I honestly don't think you could even, it would be insane. That's okay though. Get these things welded up. Well, oh, that sucks. It won't let me get to it. Oh, I'll have to do something tricky with that then. Okay, Alright, so let's go down here and see if I can add some more stuff to these. Alright. Alright, those are all good. Okay, I just had this thought, guys. If we put a cargo container on each one of these, it would be insane. There would be a lot because we're gonna have we're gonna have 8. Oh gosh, we're gonna need a lot of tanks of hydrogen to be able to fuel all these thrusters. Honestly, this is gonna have to be like a hydrogen tank farm, is what this is gonna have to be like down here. I don't have a choice. It's seriously got to be like a tank farm from tank farms. Because it's just, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a hydrogen tank here and over there too. Just to be able to have enough hydrogen to do those thrusters. Because those things are going to suck it up big time. Which means we're going to definitely want to have another cargo container right here. As much as I'm hesitant to do it, I think we're going to want another cargo container. If it's not there, then we'll want to do it out from this here somehow. And then just run a conveyor line through here over to there, which we could do. We could extend this out. That would be fine. And then that would be okay too. So, yep. Yeah. Let's go down here and see what else we can snatch up out of here. Oh, well, a control seat. I guess we could always use a control seat, especially for the bridge I have in mind. And you can always use another LCD, so we got that. Ooh, I don't remember these. Now, those are cool. We might have to put these in here somewhere. Those are so cool. Those must be with the new DLC. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and start clearing this out then.
Energy critical.
I'm sure it is. It's always critical.
Inventory full.
All right, let's go back to the ship and let's get our, well,
No energy.
station, I should say. All right, so I'm thinking, okay, so we've got another control seat, which is going to go in here. We'll need that for something else. Alright, and then we have another LCD. This one's an angled one. Alright. And then the rest, well, the rest is just stuff. No motors, though. Yeah, see, look, we're already at a quarter of the fill on that. Yeah. Dang. Okay. Well, we do need to get these finished off too, and that's going to require motors also, so I think we need to look for motors. What do we have around here that has motors? Well, doors we'll need to steal. Defensive combat, event controller, yeah, we'll need to get those too. But first, motors. Ah, motors, no? You do have motors, though. Alright. Oh, let's eat some more. Let's see here. Another air vent. That's definitely good motors. Yeah, I don't see much else in here that might have motors in it, honestly. I don't see... Yeah, there's a little conveyoring on the back of this. So I guess that gives us 41 motors. So maybe that's going to be enough motors to do what we need to do. Okay. I did that so that we could have that connection, just in case. Okay, so what else needs motors that's slowing us down here? Okay. Oh yeah. These. That we might want to actually do a connector for. Oh my gosh, talk about hungry. Alright, we're out of those, so we're gonna go ahead and jump down here. Alright, so now do I have, yeah I do. Okay, so how big? I'm pretty sure those things are like massive. So let's see what the footprint of those new containers are. I'm really curious to see if that's a footprint that's too big or what. Dude, dang, that's huge. Alright, let's perspective it here. Let's see. Wow, it's literally, it'll fit only here. So if we fit it here, it would actually fit. Dang, you know what we could do? Okay, now I got an idea. It's always trouble, guys. But what if we took one and put one there, and we put another one here, and we connected them together, and we took everything from these cargo containers into there and replaced this cargo container with another hydrogen tank. And if we did that, and then we had another industrial hydrogen tank here, we'd have 4. We could also just put an industrial hydrogen tank here. It would actually fit if we wanted to, and then we wouldn't have that there, which would leave this area available to put more stuff here. That would certainly play into the industrial nature of things. But if we did that, we would need to run conveying from here to here. And then this would be the access point there and an access point there. Oof. Which does make it kind of problematic. But I can see right here that what that is that's it's a 3 by 4 space. So I'm gonna guess you could probably hold a lot more material in that than you could on the other. I'm gonna guess that's the case. So, and we would need to actually set the other one up here. So let's take a look and see, just for fun, what the size would be on it here. Okay, it would fit there. It would not fit there because of the thruster. So it would hang out by 1, and we would be blocking out the capability of that. Well, no, it would come up underneath there. we were going to bring it straight down, so we would have to bring the conveyoring to here and then move that, which is fine. And if we'd have to extend the floor out a little bit on this, but we could do that too. Dang, you know, that could actually work. It could actually work, and it would sure give us a lot more cargo capacity. But we also have to think about weight distribution and how much weight too, because if this is going to be planet dissension, then we might want to consider changing the situation around. Because cargo on one side is going to lopside us. We might want to split the cargo containers, one on the port and one on the starboard. And if we did that, it would work, but we'd have to make some serious adjustments. Because this side isn't that far over. It's kind of lopsided, actually. So we may have to completely disassemble this assembly and move it out. Huh. But getting the hydrogen tank in here too is not too bad. And I do like that idea because we're going to need lots of hydrogen.
Energy low.
Yeah, see? We just have to put it right there. Yeah. Alright. Well, it's an interesting thought, but it is something that could be kind of tricky. And I also think we need to set up some industrial level H2O2 gens down here. Let's get this. No, we don't have anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop back over and drop this material off while we think about what we're going to do with that. We are going to have really and truthfully, that there is the big one right now. I want to get that up in here, but the question is, if we put it here, we're gonna have to move that I-beam like out, like a ways out, because it is right where our piping's gonna go unless we drill right through it, which we could do. Yeah. But I like the idea of, you know what? Give me a steel plate. I want to see something here. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to see is if I can make it to the recharge before we die. Since all of a sudden I look down and I see all the red. I don't want to see red. Ah, it's dizzying. Okay, uh-oh. Oh, it's a mining carriage. Not bad. Okay, so we're gonna run a theory here because I wanna have a few of these. So we'll have, if we have one there, first of all, if we have one there and we have one here, I guess we have room to walk between them. Okay. Yeah, that works. We just walk between these. That would work really nicely. We got this back. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I just had an idea, guys. Now I need some interior plates. What about underneath the walkway? I don't know that it'll fit. No, I'm pretty sure it won't fit. Yeah, it won't fit because that's nuts. I was thinking it would look really cool to have the cargo container right underneath here, as it's you know, it's 3 wide. It come out to here. We could have a walkway down, but no. Oh man, I find it interesting to want this on the side. You know what we could do? We could just put them on either side right here. Because I like these. I like these. These are really cool. That's the side down. Okay, let's see. What does it say is down? Yeah, they label that part as down. And that part is up. Well, dumb. What if I don't want it? What if I want to do it sideways? Alright, let's see. Cargo's up. It would stick out that far. Alright, let's go out here and see. Okay, it does stick out a little ways on the side there, but I mean, we are going to have the pylons are going to have those thrusters on the side, so that's going to make it very difficult for it to be lined up like that, but I feel like I really want to do something here to make room for it. Honestly, guys, I feel like I want to take this out of here, and I feel like I want to do these things on that side, put one in the other, but we only have one. And then I feel like I want to put the cargo containers right here. So maybe we need to think about making space for the cargo container on this side and a cargo container on that side. And then we can pipe them in from above. Which means we're not going to need these at all, but we'll keep them. We'll just stick them somewhere else. Yeah, I like that. Alright. Let's go ahead and clear this. And make both of those steel plates. And then what we're going to do, we're going to need to move our little assembly there for our reactor. Huh. Where are we going to put you, Mr. Reactor? Oh, wait. Our staircase comes down here. Well, that's a pain in the ass. If we do this, we're going to have... Ah, man. Unless I lean it over here and take out some of this to do it, which I could do. As a matter of fact, we could make the yellow the cargo container. And if we did that, that would actually work out good on this side too. And yeah, and we'd move it back further too, so I don't think that that would be as much of an impact. But yeah, that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to put it right here. Alright, so let's get these things put somewhere. Because clearly, they are going to be used for something. I know what we're going to do. Best spot for a spotlight is on top of something that can be a spotlight. And the connector, well, I just realized where I want that to be, so we might as well grab that. Because remember, I was talking, guys, about setting up a connector in the back for ships that want to dock. So that's what we're going to do here. The only thing that I don't have a place for, honestly, is these. These are a bit of a challenge. So what I think I'm going to do with these...
Inventory full.
They're going to go up here. We're just going to tuck them in back here. There we go. Alright, let's do this. And then what we can do too is we can get, we can actually move the assembler down too. Okay, so we've got one weapon there, one weapon there, a weapon over there, but we don't have a weapon on this side. I mean, we need to have something. Okay, so that clears out the space right here. And we could put a large cargo container there and there. And then if we decide we want to have a dock for vehicles or something like that, we can always add another level down here for vehicles and just extend the stuff further down. So that's what I'm thinking, guys. I think that that's going to be a really good option. So let's go ahead and first of all, let's get this container set up.
Low. Inventory full.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this welded in up here. We will need to, of course, set up conveyoring, which we can do. That's where the conveyor is going to have to go. So we'll reconfigure our piping, but that's okay. Alright, let's zip over here and grab this. Get this finished up, and then we'll go grab the cargo container and get that installed as well. Alright, so we're gonna come over here and get that hazard color scheme. So we zoom back here. I'm curious to see how that new type of cargo container compares to the standard cargo container.
Energy critical.
Of course it is. It's always critical, suit lady. What else is new? Okay, that one's got a different texture. Oh, I like this one. This one's got stripes on it. Alright. so let's go ahead and get this. Alright, so that's how it's supposed to sit. But we don't want to sit it like that because we want to be able to have those connectors available. So probably like this. That sets this connector here. That gives us this connector here, which can then run into there, which can connect this into things too. We also have a connector on the back side here, and that way there's no external connectors. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like that. Let's
Energy critical.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and activate our algae
Energy
tanks,
low.
because even though we are trying to conserve on power, we need food, guys. We need to eat. Okay. This is just faster. Alright, and then... Okay. Ooh. It's our last spaghetti. We'll drink some coffee instead. Alright. So let's get downstairs and get that stuff sorted. Alright, so if we do that there, we can move over, let's see. We can move one of those over here. We could move it over there and set the reactor up here. We don't even need to connect it yet anyway. And we can run a pipe down to the cargo container if we need to. So that would actually work pretty good, because the cargo container, even though it's big, it's not as big as it could be. So, yeah, let's do that. Actually, wait a minute. It'll overhang a little bit, and we could get away with it just fine. That way we could stick the, let's stick this, reactor right here. Huh, yellow. Kinda like that, actually. Alright, so we're gonna stick that there. We're gonna hit it like that. Alright, and then... And then we can set the other... We can tentatively... We don't know yet if we're going to do this, but we're going to tentatively set the next one right here. Alright, oh my. So it put it right up on the reactor then. Well, if I do that, I can drop the reactor down and connect it to one of these pipes in that case. So that would actually be a really good setup for a couple of cargo containers, actually. And then we take the large cargo container up here and just nix it. So let's go ahead and see about getting this one welded up. Wow, it uses a lot. Oh wow, it uses a lot more components. A lot more components. Oh man. Okay, that is probably a ton bigger, guys. Wow. Okay. Bulk cargo container. As cool as it is, I don't know. The weight may be too much, actually, for liftoff. Maybe way too much. But I do like the idea of having them down here, though. God dang, man. I'm just really, like, torn. That would be so cool. Well, we are going to have a lot of thrusters. I have a total of 8 thrusters. We'll need 6 hydrogen tanks to hold that much. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do the bulk thing. Why not? Okay, so these things are really big. Way bigger than the others, so. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to work. Alright, well, fill that up. Just figure we'll go through here and just gonna grab stuff and work our way through, and then we'll run some conveying to get this transferred over, and then we'll clear that out. Let's see, what's the next thing down here? It's gonna be this and this. Oh snap, we're gonna need even more motors. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, dang. Okay, well, we got those. Wait. And surprisingly, we do have enough motors too. Alright, so how much does it hold? 820,000! Dang! Oh man. Okay. Ah, do we even need 2 of those? Do we even need them? I don't know. Wow. These are some next level containers. But I did say that for scrapyarding, we have the new DLC, and the new DLC and mods. We can. Well, I said we could use modded stuff. I don't know that there was anywhere where we could get these, but I guess we could probably pirate them from somewhere. But I like how it looks. But dude, that is huge. That is ridiculously heavy. Wow. Okay. Huh. That means we'll have like 1,000,000 storage capacity if we do this. Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm very curious to know if we could lift off of a planet with 2 of these things. Ah, wait. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? We're gonna plumb for them. Worst case scenario, we end up reducing them in size. Okay, well, that's fun. Let's go ahead and get this. Wow, so massive. It's just crazy. Alright, let's get this in place. And then we'll do oops. And we'll dump all of these into here. Alright. Bulk cargo container, and let's go with the industrial. Ah, it didn't transfer. I was trying to, but it's okay. Okay. Well, that worked just fine. Alright.
Inventory full.
Yep, you're going over here to the other bulk cargo container. Ha! Yeah, we're gonna need to do some plumbing. Oh, definitely gonna need to do some plumbing. Alright, and actually we could run a pipe directly across to connect the two
Energy
directly underneath
low.
this. That would actually look pretty sweet too. Alright, so we'll do the same thing we did before. Alright, let's go there. Go here. Go back and drop those off. We'll grab that, that, and that. Fly back over here. Alright, then we'll fly back over here. Drop those off. Grab that, and we're gonna need some motors.
Inventory full.
Ah, you bugger. Okay, we're gonna drop these off. And then we're gonna go and get the motors out of... Alright. Well, that happened. We now have two really big cargo capacity. That's pretty cool. Now we gotta rewire this because, you know, all the piping was set up to go down that hole there and connect with that. So now we have to connect with this. So actually, we don't even need to come up here, and that can actually be
Energy critical.
a whole... That could be a whole steel block right there. We will need to do some adjusting though. But that's okay. Now we have enough cargo capacity that it doesn't matter. We can take everything in. It just absolutely does not matter. But we do need to connect this
Meteor storm inbound.
with that right there. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna grab 100 of those, 100 of those, 100 of those, and 100 of those. And just to make life easier, we're just gonna run that connection right across that. And then this thruster here.
No energy.
Ah! Gotta hurry, gotta hurry, gotta hurry. We gotta move that thruster out of there. Although, you know what we could do? We could also have thrusters go out of those containers, but I don't want to do that. The reason being is that I kind of want to have it so that those are access points for other things. So We'll throw a thruster on top of here. Alright, now motors. Let's go back down here and find some motors. I can't believe that's all of them. There has to be more. Why, yes, there is, right here. And then we have this connector here. Alright, cool. How in... very frustrating. Very frustrating indeed. Alright, who's got motors? Ah, dude. What has motors in here still? I don't see anything with motors. I thought for sure there would be something with a motor in it somewhere. Well, there is this. Oh, look, a component merchant. I wonder if this one's got money. Could always buy some motors off of him. Yeah, I think that's about all the motors we got. We might have to do some checking and see if we can part out some stuff out of one of our salvages. Because I'm pretty sure that something in salvage probably has a motor. That's got 4 motors in it. So that'll give me another one. Now we just need 4 more and we'll be golden. I don't like messing with my mobility. And that is what that is doing. Okay, I know where we can get. Okay, how many is in here? 2, that's not enough. This has 4. Now that's enough. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to weld this up, we're going to put our stuff away, and we're going to go find that TFTR merchant. So, and then we're gonna take some ingots because that's what they did last time. So let's dump this off in here. Okay, cool. And we're gonna take those ingots along with, let's see here. Let's take a good selection of ingots with us. So we'll take some gold. We'll take 100, 200 cobalt. Take, let's see. Oh, we took silver, gold, cobalt, platinum, magnesium, and silicone. And we'll take some scrap. Okay. Are we moving? Yeah, we're drifting briefly. Alright. So, what we're going to do for the next few minutes is we're going to jump out here and see if this TFTR component merchant has money and is willing to do business. Hopefully so. We're surviving on coffee right now, and it's probably not a good idea. Because we're getting hungry. And all that does is give us a little boost of energy and maybe, I don't know, something else. But I really want to see if these guys have the ability to buy our goods, and if they've got some stuff we need, like motors. We always need motors. It's like the one thing. But they might have the locations of some space bases. Alright, what do we got? Oh. Okay, we do have motors, that's good. Alright, now can you buy my 200 cobalt? Does any of these guys have money? Oh my gosh. Wow. Does not have sufficient funds. Okay. You have you got all this money in the bookcase, but nothing in your thing. Alright, well, I guess I'm collecting some money off your bookcase. Because clearly first of all, you don't even know how to drive. Alright, well, I need motors. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some motors. About 11 of them. Because, yeah, we're not gonna get... They got reactor components, but I'm not gonna get very many of those, and I could use the motors right now, so... Now, if I do that, maybe they can buy my goods. Alright, well, that was fun. And you didn't have any tablets or anything like that, and no food, so yeah, that was a waste. Alright guys, we're gonna head on back to the Epsilon station, and we're gonna call this an episode. We got some good stuff done. As far as getting some new containers sorted out, we got another fuel tank put in. We managed to do just a little bit more salvage off of there. And now we've got some more options available to us. Like, we could totally, completely expand the living area over there and make this into something interesting. Plus, we've got components to tear down on that vessel, which we'll do. And we know that there's stations, we just have to be able to get there. So what I think we ought to do is the next time we see a drone, we snatch it up and we make a drop pod out of it. Or maybe maybe like a space bike that can do an orbital drop. and then get off there. So maybe make it hydrogen based. I don't know. So many different ideas. Anyways, guys, we're gonna pull in here. And
Energy low.
we're gonna call that an episode, guys. We're gonna run over here. Grab that. We have some rations. We're gonna go to our secret stash. Ice and money. No, ice and uranium. Where the hell did we put our... Oh, the money's in the desk. So put the money in the desk. Alright, so when we actually get to an ATM, we're gonna have a lot of money to put in there. We have 100K in the desk, and we have no more room because the desk can only hold 100K. So, we're gonna put 26K in bed. Literally. Alright, and last but not least, well, first of all, we're going to eat one of our crisps, and we're gonna come down here to our library, and we're going to add The Central Stories of Sophia Solaris. So currently we have 2 copies of that, Volume 1. We also have a neat note. We have old discarded notes. We have journals. We have tracing. We have a data log. We have an anniversary note. We have a no-deal note. And we have a concerning letter. Because that's what we do, guys. We have a library so that when we have crew and people around here, they can enjoy. So now I'm going to run over here before I go and get in the bed and get some rest. We're going to drop off our trade goods here, which is basically what that is. Oops. Don't want to trade that away. And this is the direction we're going to go. We're going to have a nap with those things on. Alright. Door shut. Door shut. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. You know the deal. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, and leave messages. Leave comments. I always reply to them. Thanks, guys. Bye.